Okay. So now on the coverage count location, they have decided that we will collect data for 1 day. Okay, so 1 day we'll spend full 8 hours on the coverage count location. On each location we will spend the full 8 hours. Okay, so we have 6 coverage count locations. If you decide to spend 1 day on each location, then you need 6 days to cover the 6 locations, and we have 5 weekdays. So that means the data collection will go on in the next week as well. Right? Because 5 locations in 1 week in the 5 weekdays, and the 6 location in the next week on the other weekday, the first weekday. Now we said that data collection should go simultaneously on the coverage location as well as the control count location. Okay, so you cannot complete control count in 1 week and keep on doing coverage count in the next week as well. They have to be in parallel. So if you require 6 days on coverage count locations, then data collection must go on for 6 days on the control count location as well. So here you can see the data table for the control count location. You see the 6 days of data, and these 6 days are taken so that we can cover the 6 locations for the coverage counts. So these are the data. This is the data table now. I shift it here, and we will do the calculations. First of all, we need average weekday 8-hour count. So you can easily calculate the average for the weekday from the control count location. So give me the average value for the control count location. Give me the average of these 6 numbers. And please hurry up.
$6,300.
Not correct. Thanks for being fast, but not correct. 6,300 you said, right? These 6 values.
7,350.
7,350. Yes, vehicles, they are for 8 hours. I cannot say vehicles per hour. Okay. Now we can see the daily variation on the control count location, and we have the average value for the control count location as well. Now, how to get the average weekday count for the coverage count locations? For a coverage count location, each location has only one value. So how to calculate the average? To calculate the average, I will calculate the adjustment factor for each day on the control count location. From using the control count location data, I will calculate the adjustment factor for each day. Okay, what is an adjustment factor? Adjustment factor is the ratio of average upon the count of the day. The ratio of the average, so this is the average. So if you need the adjustment factor for Monday, you will divide it with the count of Monday. Okay, if you need the adjustment factor for Tuesday, you will divide with the count of Tuesday, and so on. Okay, so let me make a table here. Day and the, okay, so we have the day and we have the adjustment factor. So Monday, first Monday, average is 7,350 divided by count of Monday, which is 7,000. How much?
1.05.
1.05. Okay. Average will remain the same. Count as 7,700.
0.955.
955, so 0.96. Okay. Same. Count is same. Thursday.
0.875.
Okay. Friday is 7,000, so same as the first one. Okay, then second Monday.
7. 1.17.
1.17. Okay. Now, how to use the adjustment factor? You will take the value of the adjustment factor and multiply with the count of that day to get the average. Okay. How? Again, first of all, our assumption was, we discussed it yesterday, that whatever is the trend on control count location is the same trend on the coverage count location. So if the ratio of average upon Monday count is 1.05 for control count, then it is the same ratio for the coverage count location. So you have the ratio 1.05 and you have the count and you need the average, so you multiply them, right? You multiply them. Okay, so you take the count of that day, which is for Monday, Tuesday, whatever, and then you multiply with the adjustment factor of that day. Okay, we are just using the same equation. Average upon count gives me the adjustment factor, so adjustment factor into count will give me the average. Okay, so I will just and the average count. Okay, so for location 1, Monday 1, 6,500.
6825.
0.05 6825.
25.
Location 2, count of Tuesday and adjustment factor of Tuesday as well. Okay.
5952.
5952. Okay.
Five seven 60.
5760.
6248.
6248. Okay.
Eight one nine zero.
8190. Okay.
6318.
6318. Okay, so now you have found the average count for the whole weekday. Okay, so in this example you have seen the use of the adjustment factor. So if you have the count for specific days and you want the average for the full week or for the full time period, you use the adjustment factor. In the example we did yesterday, we had the count for each hour and we wanted the count for the full day, so we use the expansion factor. Okay, let me show you another example. Again a variation of the same example in which we have used both techniques, that's expansion factor as well as adjustment factor. Now let's say the client still wants to see the variation in different days, but he cannot spend time and money for a 6-day study. We did 6-day studies, right? So 6-day means you have to engage people for 6 days for counting. So client says, I don't have that much money. So the client doesn't have the money, how will we do the study? Okay, so we have to follow them. So now the client says, do it in less than 6 days. Now in the previous example, we selected that by we I mean the engineer who was doing the survey, that he will spend 1 day on each coverage count location, and that made him do the study for 6 days. If he spends less time on coverage count location, then the study can be finished earlier. So now the engineer decides that we have 8 hours in the day for which we have to do the study. Out of 8 hours, I will spend 4 hours on each location. So 4 hours on each location, you have 8 hours in the day, like the study hours. Okay, you have 24 hours in a day. So you can cover 2 locations in a day, and for 6 locations you have you need 3 days. So you can do the whole study in 3 days. Okay, so now we are looking at a 3-day study. So we are spending 4 hours on each coverage location, and the study needs 3 days, so we will spend only 3 days on the control count location as well. So this is the control count location data, and this data you can see the control count interval is also divided into 4 hours. Okay, now if you go back to the example we did yesterday, the control count data was divided into 1 hour. So we had like 1 hour interval values. In the example we just finished, the control count data was not divided into hours, it was given for each day. In this example, it is divided for 4 hours. So why are we changing the interval for control count? We are changing it on the basis of coverage count location. In the first example, coverage count data was for 1 hour, so the same interval for the control count. Last example, coverage count data for 1 day, same interval for the control count. And now we have 4 hours. So 4 hours on coverage count, so 4 hour interval on control count location as well. So that means I have to convert the 4 hour coverage count data into 8 hours. And whenever we have this, like we did in the first example yesterday, we will use the expansion factor. So for each 4 hour period, we need to calculate the expansion factor using the control count data. So you can see the expansion factors here. So they did the total for each day. So you can see the total here for each day. And then from the total, they have calculated the proportion which you use as the expansion factor. Okay, so this is 3000 upon 7000, 42.9%, and 4000 upon 7000, 57.1%, and same thing for all the days. Okay, so we have the expansion factors, and since the data after you multiply or you divide with the expansion factor, the data will become for 8 hours, but for a specific day, and we need the average of the weekday, so we will use that adjustment factor as well. So in the top table here, you see the calculation for the adjustment factor. So first of all, you calculate the average traffic for the weekday, average of the 3 values, 6967, and then average upon the traffic of the day will give you the adjustment factor of the day. So you have 3 days, you have 3 adjustment factors, and very conveniently, the adjustment factor of Monday is 1. Okay, almost 1, so they rounded off. Okay. Now this in the bottom table, in the first 4 columns, you see the data collected at the coverage count location. So each day you see 2 locations being covered, 1, 2 covered on Monday, 3, 4 covered on Tuesday, and so on. And then you see the counts are for 4 days on each location. So first of all, you convert this 4 hour into 8 hours. So this one divide by the expansion factor. Okay, so now this is the 8 hour count now. So expansion factor of that day and time period, right? So Monday 12 to 4, expansion factor is 42.9%. Okay, so divide by 0.429, and 4 to 8 will be 0.57. See, so for each value, you will take the expansion factor of that day and time period. Then you have, so this is the 8 hour count for this day, Monday, and these 2 are for Tuesdays, and these 2 are for Wednesday. Then you multiply with the adjustment factor like we did today to convert it into the average of the weekday. So this is multiplied by the adjustment factor. Okay, so in this example we have used expansion factor as well as adjustment factor because the data was collected for less than the required time period, and it was only collected for a particular day. This is another example. Okay, the new example now. So we have now total 10 segments, 10 links. You can see it in the sketch here, and one of them is marked as A, so that is the control count location, and then we have 9 coverage count locations. Okay, 9 coverage count locations, and again we have a very poor client or a very poor consultant who has only 2 sets of road tubes. So a road tube, I told you earlier in the chapter of traffic data collection, these are black rubber tubes which are put on the road to count the number of axles. And up till last week, these road tubes were used in front of Ansar Gallery on the main road, and they are used on many other locations as well. I just remember one, but they are used on many locations in Bahrain. So in this particular case, we have the number of axes, and in this particular example, we will see how to convert the number of axes into number of vehicles as well. Okay, like we did in that chapter, but we will see it again. Okay, so it will refresh your mind. Okay, so this is the data which is collected. Okay, and in this example, they did not tell us about the client requirement and so on. So the data is already collected. We are just doing the calculations. We are not deciding for about the duration and the time and these things. Okay. So what they have done, they required the data for 12 hours, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So they decided that we will spend around 4 hours on each location, on each coverage location. Remember, we have 9 coverage locations. So if you spend around 4 hours on each location, you will cover 3 locations in one day. 4 hours on one, that means 3 locations in one day, and you can cover 9 locations in 3 days. Okay. Now I was saying around 4 hours. Why? Because you can see the time interval here. Okay, they are spending 3 hours and 45 minutes, not full 4 hours on each location. Why? Because they need some time for shifting. You complete the count on one location, then you need to go to the other location. Okay, so on location 1 you will finish at 11:45, and then you will move to location 2, because again we have only 2 road tubes. So one of them will be at location A at the control count. So there's only one road tube, and you have to move it around on 9 locations. So you need some time for movement as well. So these 15 minutes are taken for movement. Then you would say, why didn't we take the time for movement in the last example? I don't know. Simply, they should have taken some time for shifting. They didn't. I don't know why. Okay, we will need some time to shift. So our data is collected for 3 hours 45 minutes on each coverage location. Okay, and 15 minutes were taken for shifting, and these are the values. So shifting was done on the coverage location, right? But you see the data on the control count location also has a 15-minute gap. There is no shifting here. It's the same location. Why do we have a 15-minute gap here? I've already explained the reason in the last example. The interval, the data collection interval, should match between the control count location and the coverage count location. So if it is 3 hours 45 minutes for the coverage count, same for the control count. Okay, so there should be a 1-to-1 match here. So this is why there's a 15-minute break, although it is not required. Okay, now first of all, the first thing which we'll do here is we will convert these values, which are for 3 hours 45 minutes, into 4-hour values, because we need full 12-hour count, right? We need full 12-hour count. So we need to fill up the 15-minute gap which they have left here. So I will convert the values by using the approach again, which I discussed in the traffic data collection chapter. Okay, so I will multiply it with 4 hours and divide it with the time interval for which the data is taken, which is 3 hours 45 minutes. 3 hours 45 minutes means how many hours? 3 hours 45 minutes means how many hours? 3 point what? Anyone?
3.75.
3.75. Good. Because each hour has 60 minutes. So 45 minutes means 0.75 of the hour. Okay. So location. So I need to convert all these 3 hour 45 minutes count into 4-hour counts. So like we did in the traffic data collection chapter, the count was given for 12 minutes. I converted to 15 minutes. Same thing will be applied here. And the count is given for 3.75 hours, converted to 4 hours. Okay, so location, day and time. Location A, control count. all 3 days. Okay, time 8 to 4. Okay, the 4-hour count will be 3000, which is for 3.75 hours. Divide by 3.75, multiply by 4. How much is it?
$200.
How much?
200.
200.
3,200.
30.
Yes.
Okay, then 4 to 12 to 4. Oh, sorry, 8 to not 8 to 4, 8 to 12. Now 12 to 4, we'll take this value. Same, divide by 3.75, multiply by 4. How much?
$2987.
2987. Okay.
Four three seven three.
Sorry, 4.
4373.
4360.
73. 73.
I didn't get you. 43.
73.
4373.
4373. Okay.
3520.
3520. And this is 3000 again, so 3200, same. Then for this one, 4400.
4693.
4697.
93.
93. Okay.
4267.
4267.
3840.
3843.
40.
40. And this value, last value?
5333.
5333. Okay, so you have finished the count for the control location, the control count location. Now you will move on to this table, which is for control coverage count locations. Okay. Now you will take these values. Same ratio, same time, same ratio.
Two zero two seven.
2027.
2773.
2773.
1600.
1602.
00.
For 3600, I already have the value 3840. How much for this? 4800?
5120.
5120.
3733.
3730.
33.
33. Okay, this is 3200.
Three, four, one, three.
3414.
Three, 4, 1, 3.
Okay, and for this one, I think this is, we calculated it here, 4693. Okay. Now we will calculate the total count for the control count location. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is because we need to convert the 4-hour count into 12-hour count. So for each 4-hour interval, I need the expansion factor, and the expansion factor will be calculated for the control count location. So to calculate the expansion factor, I need total of each day. So total 12-hour count, okay, for each day. So give me the total for Monday, these three values. How much?
One zero five six zero.
1056
Zero.
0. Okay. And for Tuesday, these values.
One one four one three.
1 1
4, 1, 3.
4 1 3. Okay, Wednesday.
One, 3, 4, 4, 0.
1 3 4 5 0
4, 4, 0.
4 4 0. Okay, then you will calculate the expansion factor. Now you are ready to calculate the expansion factor. Okay, so for Monday 8 to 12, it will be 3200 divided by 10560. How much?
0.3.
0.3. Okay.
One 1.07.
1.07. 1.07. How is it possible? 2987 divided by 10560.
0.28.
0.41.
41. Okay, now Tuesday, you will use the total of Tuesday, okay?
Zero point 31.
Okay.
0.28.
Next.
0.41.
Okay, Wednesday.
0.32. 0.29.
9, okay.
0.39.
3, 1,
39.
3, 9. Okay. Now, since you have the expansion factor, you can convert these 12-hour counts into the 4-hour count into 12-hour counts. You just divide it with the expansion factor of that time period. So this one is Monday 8 to 12. You have the expansion factor of Monday 8 to 12, which is 0.3. So 2027 divided by 0.3.
Six seven five seven.
6757. Okay, for 12 to 4, you will use 0.28.
9904.
9904. This one
3902.
3902. Okay. For Tuesday, you will use the factors for Tuesday.
One zero three two two.
1032. So 200 divided by 0.31, right? Okay.
13714.
13715.
714.
Say again.
13714.
13715.
144.
4. Next.
12488.
12488. Okay, next.
11666.
11666.
11769.
11769.
12033.
Okay, so we have calculated the 12-hour count for each location. Okay, but it is still for each day. So this one, these three values are only for Monday, these are for Tuesday, and so on. So we need to convert them into average as well. So for that, we will use the adjustment factor, and like we did in the previous example, we will calculate the average of the control count location, and we will calculate the adjustment factor. Okay, so give me the, or we'll do it on Thursday. Okay, we'll do it on Thursday, inshallah. Okay, so we can do finish the calculation there. So I'm going for the attendance. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Hissa Ahmed, Ali Khalil. Okay, Tusay is here. Yusuf Ahmad Nidam.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Abra is here. Hissa is here. Ali is here. Sadiq Abdul Hussain.